Stumble out of bed in the morning on cold muscles and take a few steps. You're probably not going to strain anything, but then again, you've been walking for your entire life. Now, if you are really experienced with handstands, you might be able to do the same thing with jumping into a handstand. Most of you have not, and even if you have, the wrists are different than the ankles, the arms are different than the legs, the hands are different from the feet. It probably pays to warm up, and hopefully, if you do this enough and strengthen yourself enough, you will be able to get away with a little less warm-up on some occasions. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a quick warm-up that you can do to get yourself ready for handstand training, which includes some specific exercises that will strengthen the hands and the wrists, and that will leave you able to both be better at handstands and other hand balancing skills. Start off by interlacing your fingers and rotating them in circles. 20 rotations in each direction is probably good enough. Put the tops of your hands on the ground with your elbows as locked as you can get them and your shoulders over your wrists. Now try to make fists on the ground with your hands. If you have poor wrist flexibility, this will probably hurt, and go around and repeat this in each direction. Some of these directions you'll notice my elbows bend a little bit. I try my best to keep them straight, and so should you. It increases the stretch. Spend a good 10 to 15 seconds in each cardinal direction. Now put the palms of your hands on the ground, again with your elbows as locked as you can get them. Rotate around the front of your wrists, getting your shoulders over the wrists as much as you can. Again, if you have poor flexibility, this might not be pleasant. On this one, we're bending the elbows to allow for the to go around the turned out hands. As they turn in, you'll probably shift from side to side in order to get that stretch on each one. One of my friends calls these knuckle butt push-ups. Right now I'm on my knees, and basically keeping the elbows as straight as you can get them. Shift your weight forward so your shoulders are at least over your wrists, if not further out, and try to get up. Pull the palm of your hand off the ground so you're just on your fingers and knuckles. If that feels relatively approachable for you, get up in a push-up position and repeat the same thing. This should be considerably harder. A lot of people struggle with handstands because they don't keep all of their fingers and the front of their knuckles in contact with the ground. Not letting the fingers bend away from the ground is actually a pretty important thing. So in this one, we're really just practicing trying to roll between the different fingers and knuckles and seeing how they feel when all of them are on the ground. Start making arm circles with your hands. Start with relatively small circles and make them bigger and bigger, and then go in the opposite direction. Swing your arms across your chest like you're kind of hugging yourself. Then grab yourself behind the elbow and pull each arm across your chest for about 10 seconds. Find a wall or a fence and locking out your elbow and placing your palm against the wall, stretch your arm backwards. I would stretch at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 5 o'clock with your right arm, and 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 11 o'clock on your left arm. If you've got the strength for it, I would suggest that you do some wrist top push-ups. Don't overdo it, don't strain yourself. If these are too challenging, definitely consider doing them from your knees, which is much more approachable. You can build up to the full push-ups over time. By building up the strength and flexibility of your wrists, you will eventually be able to do some more advanced balancing techniques that put a more strain on your wrists, like this croc. A lot of more advanced handstand techniques require that you be able to push through the front of your hands more, which means that you need the flexibility and strength to really pull that off as your weight hinges over yourself. And these strengthening and stretching techniques will help you to get there. you'll probably find over time as you get better at handstands that some of these warm-ups are more important than others for your specific body patterns. I know that's the case for me. If I've only got a few seconds to warm up, I'm going to use some of them and not others because I know some of them are more important. You'll probably be able to make that distinction yourself before too long. Hope that you enjoy these, and I hope it helps to improve your handstand.